This is actually the best part of my day. This guy and this guy. When I sit in there, I draw faces. I mean, if you look like, see, that looks like something out of it. Look, it's got a beard, it's got horns. You know.
You know, one body part, a workout. They have an arm day, then they have a chest day, they got a back day. So how ridiculous is that? One of my top programs that I advise is 3 on off 1. I love that program.
3 on 1 off. Crazy. Weird. I didn't even know Lee Haney liked 3 on 1 off until I just saw this video, or really Scott told me a few days before. He was too excited to share with me. I had also myself got into 3 on 1 off years ago, and it's absolutely one of my favorite ways to train. So to have kind of gone in the same direction as a true legend in the sport by seemingly random chance, no, intuiting good training practices is, gee, I feel so good about myself.
You have enough recovery time, and you can use, you know, a good bit of weight without tearing your joints apart.
3 on 1 off is an amazing split. Push, pull, legs, push, pull, doesn't matter which way you do it. There's many, many ways to slice it. But fundamentally what Lee here is saying is that you train every muscle. Plenty of intra-abdominal pressure in that thin band around his lower back. Where is the intra-abdominal pressure going? It's going up and down. I wonder if we could have a belt that was thin, flexible, stylish, easy to wear, easy to adjust, and also tall enough to cover your entire waistline, making you look awesome and feel amazing at the same time. Scott, that's too much to ask, isn't it?
Seems like it would be.
I wish we had a solution. Wait, the Hyper Belt from VersaGrips is a real thing. Jared, Feather, IFB Pro, and I designed it with our own hands. That's right, we were working at the sweatshop for years to make you these belts. And they're on sale. There's links, there's descriptions. If we had a time machine to send back to the 80s, I wouldn't send back like a microprocessor. Great session, another great session. Is there glory to this compared to just like dying in a hack squat? No. Is there glory to it? Intelligently putting together 16 weeks of amazing training, being not injured, being your best, and winning Olympia again? Yes. Maybe that's the best glory of all.
So I use a scientific approach along with my training system. I didn't just grunt it out to see how much weight I could lift. I never did that.
How did he get so big? By doing science or something? That's weird.
Yeah, I've done 500-pound squats with 12 reps. Once I understood the science of how to do a pre-exhaust leg extension, leg press, and squats, that was leg.
Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for RP Strength. I'm a long-time college professor of exercise and sport science. I've read degrees and stuff, a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and most importantly, I was born in the year 1984, which is also the year that was the early beginnings for the reign of greatest bodybuilder of all time. You might not have ever heard of what? Folks, Lee Haney exists, and we have so much to talk about with Mr. Lee Haney. 3, 2, 1, Miami Vice.
Lee Haney is by far the greatest bodybuilder of all time.
Weird. Ronnie Coleman said it.
Arnold Schwarzenegger had the seemingly unreachable achievement of 7 Mr. Olympia victories. But in 1984...
Impressive. Bubba Pritchett. If you ever see this, you're the fucking man. Out of 10. Out of whatever. You're going to accomplish great things. And I think it's awesome that you do what you're doing. Everyone else out there doing their own best. Mr. Bubba Pritchett is inspiration, not to be compared to, unless you like losing as a hobby. And now we outro. Peace out. Whew. That was fun. Scott, I feel at age 41 insanely unaccomplished and weak.
Dude, you should. Bubba's a beast.
Do you guys want to feel probably also insanely unaccomplished and weak? Our next video here will probably hook you up, but there's going to be fun and learning and who can turn that down.
baking British summers when you need a little shade. And fully waterproof for those rainy days. Quality you can trust from the UK's leading online awning supplier. So relax.
Silver, smart company cards and spend management. And you do it so much that you got into lifting and you're like, oh, why am I not as strong as Bubba Pritchett? It's because he's been lifting weights for a very, very long time and living his life in a pretty organized manner. That intersection of him being a completely different person on his own path and you being a completely different person on your own path means that any comparisons you do are like kind of stupid and pointless. Like, imagine if I looked to someone like Sydney Sweeney and thought, man, she's so much lighter than me, she's got so much more hair than I do, her fashion sense is so great, what am I doing wrong? If you like my growth plates and prevent yourself from getting taller, you generally need a gnarly injury, like a broken bone or some crazy stuff like that, and then there is a potential that the growth plate gets screwed up and you're in a bad way and you don't get to be as tall as other folks, or really that bone stops growing well and maybe you need some surgery to correct that. So the reality is, the idea that children can't lift weights without affecting their height is seemingly more and more likely every year that we do research on it to be just something someone made up. Which, by the way, the world in your own head and my own head is filled with quote-unquote facts that are really notions of just somebody made the shit up. And we are going along with it with no end in sight. So legit, guys, that's really the deal on height and lifting weights. One more year, 12 years old, 375 pounds. Years old, 405. Very good. Wow, even better technique. That's a big deal. 4 plate club is a big deal. Glad he's happy. And all right, we took a little leap. 600 pounds at 14 years old. Although it was 375 at 12 years old, right? 13 it was 400, which is a small gain. I feel like he gained a lot of muscle mass and strength in the interim, and then he got to it. King status. He's definitely hit puberty. Okay, do you guys want an illustration of testosterone levels' effect on strength progression? Ta-da! Age 13 to 14, something happened and put a lot of weight on the bar. That's called your body's making steroids for the first time. Good setup. Whoa, that's clean. And some technique. Very good. So that right there is a strongman style deadlift where you're allowed to scoop under the bar and hinge the bar on your hips. Super adaptable to things like the car deadlift and other World's Strongest Man events. Great, not a strict deadlift, not the same thing because of 2 things. 1, you're allowed to hitch, and 2, you're allowed to wear straps. And you notice that he's wearing a belt, and an excellent one for strongman. If Bubba was training for hypertrophy, exclusively for muscle mass, then a belt he could look into is called the VersaGrips Hyper Belt. Hyper Belt makes it sound like it goes fast or something, but it doesn't. It wraps around your waist. It is very thin. It is incredibly flexible. You can crank it very easy for things like curls.
Okay. Is it gym time? Is it gym time, kiddo? Yeah? Give me nooks. Brother. You're a beautiful animal. I love so. Yeah, so I think Mum's saying that the Peaky Blinders film has come out. So that's us tonight. First though, this drama. And also, this needs to come down. Because the weather has changed. Hey, frog face. Getchy. Getchy. Getchy, boy. You're so beautiful. Arr. You are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I know. Look at my nose. I'm so healthy.